we are going to install the guards of the performance kit, as well as showing you some of the combinations that you can do with the elastomers, so with the added brake force that you can have with the performance kit. So let's start by installing the guards. Why making the guards in the first place? Well, during development, we had testers trying our pedals quite extensively. And what we've noticed is that with these pedals and other pedals in the market, it's common for when you're shifting, manual shifting especially, and there's quite a lot of busy footwork where you're jumping from the throttle to the brake, brake to the throttle. It's not uncommon to get your foot stuck behind the brake pedal. And what we've designed was a guard that actually prevents you or prevents your foot from getting stuck there, which means that you'll have less likelihood of making a mistake in the middle of a race. So more consistent, faster, and winning races, hopefully. The guard on the throttle, it's funny, one of our beta testers, he's a professional racing driver, and he was actually asking us to have a guard on the right side of the throttle. And he actually gave very valid reasons for wanting that. So one being, without looking, your foot is always precisely where it should be on the throttle, so that gives you obviously performance. You make sure that you never touch the brake while accelerating, because you have that guide on the right side. And also for endurance racing, it's a lot easier to just have your foot resting on that guard on the side, and keep your consistency, and again, not making mistakes, not touching a pedal that you're not supposed to be touching. So on this guard over here, we have height adjustment. So all these different grooves vary the height of where that guard is going to go, like here. And obviously you can slide it, so you have different distances to the center of the plate. Why is this important? Because obviously different people have different shoe sizes or foot sizes, and we've made it in order to accommodate any type of size. So let's go for a medium configuration like this. And the way to install it is these washers go after the plate. So the plate touches the faceplate directly, like so. So without the washers on the back, you get it there straight away, like this. And then you place the washers. These are spacers, actually, plastic spacers, to make sure that the gap that exists in here gets filled and you don't bend any of the parts. And again, center it, get these lock nuts in place, and then tighten the lock nuts. In order to avoid damaging these bolts, what we also advise is that you can use the Allen key to tighten the bolt until you have to do that last squeeze on the bolt or on the nut. What we advise you to do is to only get so much pressure with the Allen key, and then at the end do that final tightening on on the hex key, and then only do that final tightening with the Allen key, because It is a lot stronger, and you're much less likely to damage your bolt. So do that final tightening with the Allen key like this. That will prevent you from accidentally damaging your bolt. So this guard is installed. You can see already what it does, so your foot will not slide to the side. There's another practical application for this. If your rig passes, if your chassis, your simulator chassis passes very close to the throttle, it avoids your foot getting stuck behind something, behind a part of your rig. So that way your foot never goes beyond where it's supposed to go. And now we're going to repeat the process for the brake guard. And the brake guard, rather than being facing forward, it should be facing backwards. How do you differentiate them? The brake guard is quite a lot larger to the outside, so it's more prominent like this. And the throttle, it's wider and not as it doesn't go as much further out, as far out as the brake one. So again, let's untighten this. There we go. It's funny how we've had reviewers and customers saying that these guards are a problem they had and they didn't know about it. So it's actually something that it's not very usual to see in the market, but it's something unique that actually makes a big difference, especially if you're driving manual stick shift cars, because when you're dancing with the pedals and your feet are jumping side to side, and there's quite a lot going on the pedals, it makes a big difference making sure that even if your right foot gets a bit too close to the pedal, to the brake pedal, it won't be getting stuck behind the pedal. So again, it's a lot more useful than it might even look, and it already looks very useful. So that is again something that we thought a performance kit should have, because again it really boosts the performance of the driver. It gives you confidence that you're not going to make a mistake, and which obviously gives you more consistency and makes you faster in the long run, and avoids mistakes so you don't spin out and stuff like that. So let's put it in place like so. Tighten it a little. And the same on the bottom bolt. Another fun fact, I'm probably the person in the team who's actually done this the least times. I think I made this a couple of times. So I'm very inexperienced on doing these operations. So it's not like it's a very complex procedure. It's extremely easy. If I can do it, anyone will certainly be capable of doing it. So again, we now have the both guards installed. And as you can see, if your foot is on the throttle and it's jumping to the brake, it is not going to get stuck behind the brake. This guard here will guarantee that your foot will go straight to the brake without any issues. And again, guard you from either slipping to the side or getting your foot stuck on your simulator chassis as well.